"Lakeman? Buffalo? Pray, what is a Lakeman, and where is Buffalo?" said Don Sebastian, rising in his swinging mat of grass. "On the eastern shore of our Lake Erie, Don. But, I crave your courtesy, maybe you shall soon hear further of that. Now, gentlemen, in square-sail brigs, and three-masted ship, well nigh as large and stout as any that ever sailed out of your old Callao to far Manila, this Lakeman, in the landlocked heart of our America, had yet been nurtured by all those agrarian, freebooting impressions popularly connected with the open ocean. For in their interflowing aggregate, those grand freshwater seas of ours, Erie and Ontario and Hudson and Superior and Michigan, possess an ocean-like expansiveness, with many of the ocean's noblest traits, with many of its rimmed varieties of races and of climes. They contain round archipelagos of romantic isles, even as the Polynesian waters do, in large part are shored by two great contrasting nations, as the Atlantic is. They furnish long maritime approaches to our numerous territorial colonies from the east, dotted all round their banks. Here and there are frowned upon by batteries, and by the goat-like craggy guns of lofty Mackinaw. They have heard the fleet thunderings of naval victories. At intervals they yield their beaches to wild barbarians, whose red-painted faces flash out from their peltry wigwams. For leagues and leagues are flanked by ancient and unentered forests, where the gaunt pines stand like serried lines of kings in Gothic genealogies, those same woods harbouring wild Afric beasts of prey, and silken creatures whose exported furs give robes to Tartar emperors. They mirror the paved capitals of Buffalo and Cleveland, as well as Winnebago villages. They float alike the full-rigged merchant ship, the armed cruiser of the state, the steamer and the beach canoe. They are swept by borean and dismasting blasts as direful as any that lash the salted wave. They know what shipwrecks are, for out of sight of land, however inland, they have drowned full many a midnight ship with all its shrieking crew. Thus, gentlemen, though an inlander, Steelkilt was wild ocean born and wild ocean nurtured, as much of an audacious mariner as any. And for Radney, though in his infancy he may have laid him down on the lone Nantucket beach to nurse at his maternal sea, though in afterlife he had long followed our austere Atlantic and your contemplative Pacific, yet he was quite as vengeful and full of social quarrel as the backwoods seamen fresh from the latitudes of buckhorn-handled bowie knives. Yet was this Nantucketer a man with some good-hearted traits, and this Lakeman a mariner who, though a sort of devil indeed, might yet by inflexible firmness only tempered by that common decency of human recognition which is the meanest slave's right. Thus treated, this Steelkilt had long been retained harmless and docile. At all events he had proved so thus far. But Radney was doomed and made mad. And Steelkilt... But, gentlemen, you shall hear.